Welcome, everyone, to Rethinking Digital Marketing and Sales for the Travel Industry. After one of the toughest years in history for the entire leisure, hospitality, and travel industry, businesses are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's during this time of gradual return to normal that there are new opportunities to reflect on, and if necessary, to rebuild and reinvent digital experiences. During this keynote, we will talk about how companies can use modern marketing and sales channels to better interact with people and maximize revenue. Please welcome Pablo Monge, Global Head of Digital Sales, Globant. Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction. Hello everyone, good morning everyone. It's a pleasure for me to have you here today. And today we are going to talk about digital marketing, we are going to talk about digital sales. And actually, I don't know why this is the last slide. Can we go to the first one, please? Okay, perfect, now it works fine. So today we are going to talk about digital sales, today we are going to talk about digital marketing, and today, of course, we are going to talk about data and technology. Because data and technology is the link between digital marketing, between digital sales, and of course, between a lot of things that are important today for marketers. So basically, a little bit of context first. What we are seeing in the industry is that in last year, we have seen a huge internet traffic increase. We have seen a lot of changes in consumer behavior when it comes to interact and engage with digital channels, no matter if they are digital sales channels, digital marketing channels, websites, landing pages, and so on. But what happens? A lot of marketers are saying that they are not able to take the most of that traffic increase. They are not able to convert all that traffic into qualified leads and into sales. So basically, why this happens? So why this happens? And it happens because a lot of marketers are saying that only a few of them, only a few companies are prepared to collect the data properly, to activate that data properly, to have a proper governance model for all that data, for activating all that campaigns, and to do all that whole customer journey management. So what we are seeing in the industry is that digital marketing is not just about managing media and campaigns anymore. It is more about managing a whole customer journey to take into account all the data sources and the data points that are relevant, not only for the campaigns, but for understanding the people that is interacting with our brands, and to get all that efficiencies that all of us are looking. And actually, one thing that is really interesting is that the role of the CMO is getting more and more closer to the role of the CTO and the CIO of companies, because digital marketing and digital sales is something really technological. And that's something that we are going to see through this presentation. So what companies need? In our opinion, companies need what we call a sustainable approach to increase and to achieve that goals in terms of digital sales. And how we compose that sustainable approach? With three main pillars. First pillar is with data. Second pillar is with the technology to capture and manage all that data. And third pillar is defining and managing the customer journeys with the power of that data and that technology. So data and technology are the enablers, and the management of the customer journeys generate that business impact. So we are going to deep dive in every point. First point, data. What we need? We need to define a process. We need to define a governance model that allows us, first of all, to capture the data that is relevant for our company. Second, to enrich that data with more attributes. Third, manage that data so we are able to match all the data sources, to match all the data points, and understand and get a 360 customer view. After that, we will be able to model that data and run propensity model, churn prevention models, and all the models that we can imagine. And after that, we need to activate that data. The data is not, the purpose of doing all that process is not only to have analytical capabilities, but activation capabilities. We need to activate that data into every digital channel, no matter if we are talking about paid media, no matter if we are talking about on media channels like email marketing or whatever, and no matter if we are talking about sales channels, like for example, a contact center. We need to activate that data. And with all that approach, we will be able to evolve and to scale with that governance methodology. So first step around the data, reflect on what data we want to capture, how we can enrich that data, how we can manage all that data to be activated into the different channels. To do all of this, of course, we need technology. We need technology, first of all, to collect that data we want to. So here you can find an example of an architecture where we can collect first-party data, we can connect third-party data from data marketplaces, and we can collect as well zero-party data, which is the kind of data that a user proactively shares with us in exchange of a service, in exchange of whatever we can give them as a service. So we'll have a lot of different data sources, and the first thing we need to do is to put a unique data collection layer that allows us to integrate all that data points. Once we do that, we will be able to use that data, access all that data, and maybe use that, include all that data in, for example, a data lake or a big data environment. That will allow us data activation, which was one of the most important points I mentioned before. If we have all that data consolidated into a single source of truth, we will be able to connect with the rest of the tools of our marketing technology and advertising technology environments, like, for example, all our marketing automation tools, like the email marketing tool, the push notifications, SMS, and so on. But we will be able as well to activate all that data into paid media campaigns. So thanks to technologies like, for example, CDPs, Customer Data Platform, we'll be able to build segmentations based on the data that we collected before and activate all that segmentation so we are able to personalize the whole customer journey, to work with different audiences, and so on. And one thing that is really, really interesting is what we can do with all that data, how we can manage a customer journey with an end-to-end approach. And this is, for me, one of the most relevant things. So if you think about a lot of companies have been doing huge efforts to implement tools. They have spent a lot of money in licenses, in implementation teams, but they haven't thought about how they will be managing the customer journey. And this is one of the most important things here, because we need to think about the use cases. We need to think about what is the usage that we will be giving to that data and to that technology. So, as I said, first, we need to reflect on the data. Second, we need to reflect on the technology. And third, we need to reflect on how to manage the customer journeys. Here you can see an example of an airline. It's just a generic customer journey, but where you see all the stages of the customer journey integrated into a single management, let's say. So we start with when the user plans the trip, so we can anticipate his needs or her needs, and we can give visibility to our set of products, destinations, and so on. So since that first stage, that early stage of the customer journey, we need to capture data and we need to use our tools, because this will be a key aspect in terms of collecting proper variables, how to enrich all that attributes, and so on. And after that, we'll be able to work in the rest of the customer journey. So then it will come the booking, it will come the check-in, it will come the takeoff, the flight, and the landing, and the stay. And we can use all that stages to continue interacting with the users and to continue using the different digital channels to continue collecting data and continue generating value. So, for example, what we can do if we collect all the data in all the stages of the customer journey, we can build really powerful cross-selling and upselling strategies. So, for example, let's say that this user that is part of this customer journey is a super valuable client for our company, and we have the user identified in our CRM, but we are not able to activate a specific email campaign because the CRM tool is not connected with your email marketing tool. So we need to reflect on the architecture and we need to reflect into the data that we are collecting, so we are able to work that specific users and find lookalike audiences and find other valuable clients, so we can work with a personalized approach through the whole customer journey. So my key message here will be, first of all, reflect on the data that you want to collect. Second, reflect on the technology you need to collect that data. And third, reflect on what are your customer journeys, what are the customer journeys you want to manage with all that data and with all that information and with all that tools. And with that mix of things, you will be able to take the most of your digital campaigns and to take the most of your digital sales channels. That being said, thanks a lot for your time. Thanks a lot for having me today. And here, if you want, you can scan your this QR code, because we have prepared an assessment, kind of an assessment, an hospitality readiness assessment. So you can assess your capabilities around digital sales and your capabilities around digital marketing and how to enhance all that capabilities through data and technology. Thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoy this Congress today.